This time over with AVNation previewing AV3, the virtual event we're doing with our friends over at AVIXA and AV Network Systems Contractor News. June 17th, you can hang out with me and Megan Dutta and Chuck Espinoza and a whole lot of really smart people, including my guest today, Mark Roslon from Epson. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Thanks so much. You are doing a keynote next week on June 17th. Talk for a second, though, about kind of what you guys, what Epson learned coming out of last year and kind of your state, the state of the business and the state of the Pro AV segment of technology as far as you guys see it, where we are kind of right now.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Tim. So I think in terms of learnings, what we've observed collectively is probably the biggest change in behavior and technology adoption that I've seen in my lifetime. So as I'm sure you're well aware, having to literally overnight pivot to remote working arrangements, and at least in the corporate environment, but also in education, has forced us all to become Zoom experts and adopt new technology. And I think a lot of that has lasting implications for Pro AV. So I think that's the biggest, most immediate trend, especially as schools get back to learning and try to get students back into the classroom, which is a big vertical for us. Obviously, they will be grappling with accommodating remote learning, and then same with businesses as they try to figure out what does a hybrid work model look like, because frankly, I think there's no way to put the genie back in the bottle at this time. We've all experienced remote working and see the benefits of it. So as seen by our own policies for Epson, we're going to be adopting a different way of collaborating going forward than we had in the past. So I think all of that has huge ramifications for Pro AV and even for display technologies like Epson's. We intend to play a really critical role in that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll talk for a second about what you're seeing from your point of view as some of the biggest trends or the trajectory of Pro AV, sitting right here, right now in the middle of June. Typically we would be in InfoComm right now.
Right.
That's obviously been pushed off until the fall. So what do you see as some of the biggest trends in AV right now?
Yeah, I think if you go beyond what I just commented on and think about more longer-term trends, we're seeing the migration into more of an experiential economy, and that's really manifesting itself in different ways. But Pro AV is really well positioned to do that because, creating experiences implies stimulating the five senses, right? So Pro AV is sight and sound, so it fits very neatly into that. So it's thinking about whether, let's take retail, for example. We all know that retail has been struggling to get foot traffic into brick and mortar stores with Amazon taking over. Many times malls are shutting down and being converted to Amazon distribution centers. So the retailer's challenge is to draw folks into their environment, and one way to do that is create experience, right? So go beyond just sale of goods on their shelves, but in fact create an experience around that. So things like digital signage, experiential concepts within a retail environment are definitely trends that we see having really strong prominence as some of these industries grapple with the challenges they're facing and deploy technology to help them. So visual merchandising, wayfinding, those are just some examples of how Pro AV technology can have an impact there. And then obviously experience is going to play a key role in other activities. We've seen rental and staging take a big hit during COVID. I expect that to come back, but maybe with different manifestations, right? We've seen a lot of new events coming up that are maybe a little bit more, less crowd-centric and really more interactive in a way that doesn't require touch and things like that. So we were seeing exhibits traveling around with projection being used heavily to create those experiences, but in a way that enables social distancing to a greater degree. So I think there's a number of areas within Pro AV beyond what I talked about in education and corporate that will be impacted and benefit from this migration to experiential economy.
You already talked about the fact that we probably can't put the genie back in the bottle as far as hybrid and working from home and doing school from home.
Yeah.
What do you think that it will look like? The either the pro AV market, certainly corporate education. What is that going to look like post COVID as we get out of this year, out of 21, and more into 22 and 23?
Yeah, so I'll take corporate as an example. If you've been tracking some of the announcements and developments on the kind of UCC front from Microsoft, for example, there's a whole revisioning of what a corporate conference room looks like, whether it's a small, medium, or large conference room, and it's really thinking about enhancing the display to dramatically increase the size of it, use that real estate more productively to incorporate not only the presentation content for that meeting, but also the gallery of participants in a way that they're not shrunken so small that you can't even see their facial expressions, things of that nature, and then taking other things into consideration like the meeting notes and chat messages. So really, projection, for example, as a really cost-effective way of driving large visuals can be well poised to assist that kind of implementation of these new conference room Teams or Zoom experiences. So we're really eager to see that continue to play out and play an influential role in that.
Mark, as we wrap up here, what can both dealers as well as tech managers, IT managers, what can they expect from Epson coming down the pipeline, coming for the rest of this year and into 23, into 22 rather, to kind of help with that recovery, to help with that acceleration?
Yeah, good question. I mean, in general, as you may be aware, Epson is the leader in projection technology globally. We're the #1 manufacturer. So we play a prominent role in the space, and we take that role seriously in terms of kind of communicating what the trends are, providing support. So right now we're running a couple speaker series type of events where we're basically serving as a thought leader and bringing subject matter experts to the table to talk about what's happening to help our dealer community and our end user community really think about and hear about how others are grappling with the challenges, and then take cues from that and apply that in their own areas. So we're trying to play that role. And then our relationship with the Pro AV community has been strong all along. We have strong channel programs and do put a lot of effort into supporting our partners and being effective in installing and serving the needs of their customers. And then from an innovation standpoint, it's really continuing to keep up the pace of product introduction and feature enhancements that we're known for. We own our own core technology. We develop all that, and we continue to crank out new product innovations on a frequent basis. So we've just launched, we're in the process of launching our new high brightness line that includes the world's smallest and lightest 10,000 lumen projector. So we will continue to do that as a market leader.
All right, very good. Mark Roslon from Epson. You can see him next week, June 17th at AV3. Mark, if somebody wants to connect with you or Epson?
They're welcome to do so. Just contact me at Mark Roslon, mark.roslon@ea.epson.com.
All right, very good. Mark Roslon from Epson. Thank you so much. Again, you can hang out June 17th at the AV3 event. For that, you can go to av3event.com, av3event.com. Get yourself 4.75 CTS RUs. Hang out with me and Megan Dutta and a whole lot of really smart people. 9 o'clock in the morning until 6 or 7-ish at the evening. We've got a happy hour towards the end of the day. So all that and more at av3event.com, av3event.com.